for Flabonga Monthrothacube. With Dale and Tony breaking all the rules, talking tech biz and straight up chaos. Quick fire guests, oh yeah, we slay those.
Good afternoon. My name is Dale Rodriguez, and this is Flabonga Monthrothacube. With me today, I've got my fantastic guest,
Wyatt Michael. Thanks for having me.
Wyatt. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who are FM heads who've watched us for a while, you may have noticed this is not 12 o'clock BST, GMT, the time is in England. This is actually at 3 o'clock. Because of Wyatt, if I'm honest, you are some like 9 hours behind us. You're in Las Vegas, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for joining us from Las Vegas. And for those who are watching, please comment a thank you, because he's awake at like 6 in the morning to do this, which is respect, because even I don't wake up at 6 in the morning to do this, and it's my show. Wyatt, what is Punchline Pending TV? What is it?
It is a bunch of nonsense and thoughts that I come up with either on airplanes or whenever inspiration strikes, and yeah, just a collection of nonsensical thoughts and ideas of whatever my mind cooks up. Yeah.
I mean, come on, don't be so humble. Do you mind if I hype you up a little bit? Do you mind if I do that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So just to be clear, I'm a fan of Punchline Pending TV. Saw them on Instagram, found them on YouTube as well. It's a very funny animated short series where Wyatt and I assume another voice actor, right? Is that right?
Sometimes, most of the time, it's just me.
That's mostly okay. Well, Wyatt, I don't know, does satirical short sketches, usually with two chickens, and in my humble opinion, they're hilarious. You just reached 25,000 subscribers on Instagram, which is like, you know, an achievement. Is that right?
Yeah.
Followers, sorry.
Definitely,
yeah.
Yes.
And it's growing, and you're getting more clicks and likes and reshares. And again, I just think it's hilarious stuff. And I was like, cool, let's talk to this guy. You know, this is a serious business show with serious business people.
Exactly. Right.
So your background is like kind of creative music stuff, hence why you've kind of done Punchline Pending, and why, let's be honest, the banging vocals happen occasionally. What inspired you to get into music?
Music originally kind of was forced upon me in a way. My mother made me take piano lessons as a kid, and I remember hating it a lot. I wish I would have kept going now, which is I think what she said too when I was growing up. But it started with piano, and then I finally quit that after some odd years and went to guitar. Electric guitar, had a rock band, you know, Guitar Hero had just come out, you know, so yeah. It was the vibe back then, and played, I kind of taught myself guitar just by reading tabs and finding these different songs. I remember one of the first few that I played were Breaking the Law, a Judas Priest, and, you know, some Steppenwolf, I think, songs. But yeah, that was a good time. And I went into a rock band with my brother and whatever rotating members we could find at the time. That must have been about 7 years or so doing that.
What was the name of the band?
It was Chasing Avenue, actually.
And are you old enough to have had a MySpace for said band, or are you too young for that?
I think we just missed it. I think so. I think my brother had a MySpace page, but I think my first one was Facebook, and I had to fight for it. So that was a milestone of mine. I was like, I got a Facebook page.
Okay. Going back a step as well, you mentioned something for the uninitiated. Could you explain what a guitar tab is? What is it?
Oh yeah, basically, if you are musically illiterate, you can. It has lines on it corresponding with the strings on the guitar, and then the 0 for open string if you just hit it, and then whatever number it is, that's the fret you play or the note you play.
Cool.
On the guitar. Yeah.
Thank you for explaining. Would you like a serious question or a daft question?
Dealer's choice.
Okay, we'll give you, you know what, we've already broken the ice, but I'll give you this icebreaker that I've been using for many, many years. Some people hate it, some people love it. And you know what, I'll translate it for you because you're American.
Okay.
Wyatt, if you were a cookie, what kind of cookie would you be that actually portrays your personality and why, but don't just pick your favorite cookie?
Oh, okay. Um, I think I'd be a snickerdoodle.
Okay, please explain. How does that portray your personality?
Cause I'm a little sweet, but I got a little spice. I think a little cinnamon in there, and but it goes well together. And plus, I'm
Okay,
just a regular underneath all of that, just a regular old vanilla sugar cookie. So
okay. So
that
here's
could
one
work.
dilemma. Thank you for explaining. I appreciate that. That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Some of that was lost in translation. We don't have snickerdoodles in the UK. What's a snickerdoodle? I know it's a
Snickerdoodle
cookie, but like,
is yeah. So see, I got you. You
mm,
translate it for me, I'll translate it for you.
mm,
It is a basically a sugar cookie with cinnamon mixed into it. It's like a
okay,
cinnamon sugar cookie,
sounds
basically.
pretty tasty. Whereabouts are you based originally? Where'd you come from? Are you, or have you always been in Las Vegas, or you know, East Coast, West Coast?
I've only been in Las Vegas here past almost 2 years. I was in Virginia my most of my life. My dad was a Marine, so we moved around in the early stages of my life. But
Mhm.
we just settled in Virginia for, like I said, like over 20 years or something, and just made the move out here a year ago.
Cool, cool, cool. If you don't mind me asking, if it's not too personal, why the move to Las Vegas?
Um, I thought it a welcome change and promising land of opportunities as far as um, music and scenery and flights. And I was also traveling to LA a lot and to
Mm,
Texas a lot, and being the proximity of here to those two locations is a lot better. So from Virginia is like a 5 hour flight to LA, whereas here it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something. And it's just a lot easier to get around.
okay, fair enough.
The weather, the humidity, you know what I mean? It's like it's beautiful here in the mountains, and there's snow in the mountains even in May and June. It's
I
crazy.
did not know that. Whenever I think of Las Vegas, I think of movies and I think of the desert. That's all I think of.
It
I
is.
didn't know. I
It is.
didn't know this humidity.
It is definitely the desert. No, there's no humidity as compared to Virginia,
Ah,
where it's like terrible. Like 70s in Virginia feels like high 90s here. It's great. So people say, "Oh, it's 102." It's really, to me anyway, it's not that bad actually.
good, good. So you're preaching to the choir. So we in the UK or in England are currently experiencing a heat wave, where it's maybe like 29, maybe 30 degrees Celsius, which I know is not as hot compared to other places in America, but the humidity is almost like 95% all the time, like all the time. And people
Yeah.
don't realize this. And I've had family and friends come over from other places, from America, from Spain, and go, "Oh, we didn't realize," because it sounds like we're whinging at these higher temperatures, but the humidity is insane here. It is cloying. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's
Um,
what gets you.
what is the best gig you've ever been to, as a not as a performer, as a guest, as an audience member?
Wow, that's tough. I don't really go to a lot of shows, so there's only a handful to choose from. I guess I could say one of the most recent that is not actually that recent. I don't even remember what year it was. But my wife and I went to go see Panic at the Disco when they were. I can't remember where exactly. It must have been in Virginia somewhere or close to it. I think that was the last concert I went to.
Fair enough. I assume they're good live. I've never seen them live before. I've wanted to, but never had the chance. So yeah. I need to give a shout out to people in the chat. So we have Mildly Obsessed now. They're a channel on YouTube. They say hello, hello, hello for people who are listening or watching. They're a really cool channel. They, as the title suggests, it's basically the host Sia has random obsessions, possibly undiagnosed ADHD, and at the moment she is going through a phase of Stray Kids obsession. Have you heard of Stray Kids, Wyatt?
The K-pop band.
K-pop band, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And she has people come on. She's had me on a few times to react to some of their songs and try and make me a stay, which is the name of a Stray Kids fan.
Okay.
Not quite there yet. Hey, maybe you should go on sometime. You might enjoy it. What I've learned is K-pop is a massive genre. Stray Kids are actually quite talented, and the production values are insane. And they do this thing that's really old school. Like, back in the day, music videos were a thing, like MTV, and it's not so
Mhm.
much anymore. They're kind of bringing that back. Like when you watch one of their songs, like it's like a whole art piece.
Oh,
Pretty
okay.
cool.
So they were. I got a comment. They're the reason I did the the K-pop video on the channel, somebody had commented you should, do this, and I looked them up specifically per their request, and they were the inspiration for the pre-chorus especially, and then like you said, the production values of the videos, that little comment in there. But yeah, that's funny. They've been coming up a lot in my life lately, so maybe it's a sign.
Yeah. Sorry, Brilliant Beam Media as well. Thank you, Brilliant Beam Media, for tuning in. A few times you are practically a co-host. I'm not a co-host. I'm a guest on Mildly Obsessed now, not a co-host. Sorry. All right. Let me think. If you could punch one fictional character in the face and get away with it with no repercussions and no judgment, which fictional character are you punching in the face?
God,
I can tell you mine first if you want to.
Yeah,
shall I tell you mine first?
Yeah.
So I've got a couple. So I've asked this question because people ask me questions back, which you can do, by the way. This is a conversation. It's not just an interview.
Okay.
I used to say Neelix from Star Trek Voyager. It used to annoy me. Stewie Griffin from Family Guy. And also, if you've ever watched the series, I don't know what it's called. It's like a Superman series where he's got two twin sons. Have you seen that show?
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay, well, in the show, he's got two sons, and spoiler, one of them gets powers and one of them doesn't. And the one that gets powers, Jordan, that's it, Jordan, he's a whiny little bitch about it. Like, he's proper like emo and complaining and and I would punch him in the face.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you got a growing list, huh?
Yes, I do. Because people keep asking me, and I've got to think of new people I want to punch. So over to you, Wyatt. Which fictional character? I have to stress this: fictional characters. I've asked this to people, right? And some people have said like real celebrities. I'm like, I don't want that kind of beef or smoke on the show. I don't want, if I ever blow up, I don't want that person to be like, you said no. So fictional characters only.
Man, I'm sure there's a better answer, but I'm trying to think back to shows that of people I just found annoying or hated. I think maybe the first one that comes to mind now is Ramsay from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like
Ramsay Bolton. Yeah.
I was like, the things he did. Also, he just has like that stare was like a really punchable face. I feel like.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other people who've answered that question have answered differently. Not people have annoyed them. Some people have done like a test of strength. So my co-host Tony, who's usually on with me, he was like, "I want to punch the Hulk in the face just to see if I could do it." I was like, "You break your hand." He's like, "Yeah, but I want to try." I was like, "All right, calm down, relax."
Fair
All
enough.
right. So before we went live, we did a little tiny bit of pre-prep because most people know this show is completely unscripted. You did mention that you've got different vocal styles and music genres. So you've gone from like a regular pop singer to a jazz singer. Is that right?
I would say honestly, I just started with jazz. In the rock band we played, my brother was the lead singer, and I would just I didn't do anything at first, and then occasionally moved into like background vocals, which in rock is just kind of yelling, like just kind of like all the haze or the filler stuff. And then as the rock band sort of started to phase out, it was kind of a very natural evolution into me finding jazz, and Call Me Responsible was the first jazz song I ever heard in the Adam Sandler movie Click. It was in the background scene of the wedding at the end, and I really liked it. It was the first time I heard jazz. It was really intriguing. I looked it up. I found Michael Bublé's arrangement of it, and I went to his whole discography and listened to it. And so he's really the introduction to the jazz world for me. And then it quickly snowballed after that into, Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole and Billie Holiday and, some Dean Martins. It's just the list goes on and on. But singing myself, I have really only done jazz, I would say. I try other things, which is another reason for the cartoon stuff. I was, you could always make the joke of, anyone can sing country or anyone can do whatever. So I wanted to, that's where that idea came from, is trying to do it, and also make fun of the genre of, the content, obviously.
Well, yeah, 100%. So I think the first Punchline Pending TV skit that I saw on Instagram, was the emo song one. And what made me laugh about that is like the two chickens are talking, and they're just like, yeah, this is why emo is so ridiculous. And then one's like, can you do better? And I'm assuming it's you. You laid down a fat song. I was like, this goes way too hard. Like, it was satirical, and it was a good song. And I was just like, this is brilliant. So yeah, love that. Love that. Okay. What advice would you give to someone younger than you trying to get into the music industry?
Man, I'm still striving for that answer too. I would say, the thing I keep coming back to, and is especially with jazz music, I think what drew me to it was the level of authenticity that it brings and requires of you. And I to make it now in the business, I've talked with a lot of music lawyers and PR people, all these different kinds, and they're all worried about numbers now, and you have to be what is it, content creator now, and with music you can't just sing anymore. You got to do the
Yep.
did I just drop the song of the summer kind of videos. And
Yeah.
it's I've never been that guy to do those kind of vlogging, talking in the airports, and hey guys, I don't, that's just not who I am. So if I did that, it would be not genuine, and I don't
Inauthentic. Yeah.
And I don't want to ever step into that realm. I guess that's just one thing that I could say has helped me in my journey so far, is just to, although you may take some hits, just stay true to yourself, and you'll eventually find your audience, or an audience that appreciates that. And yeah, I don't have any plans to change. It would be so obvious for me if one day I just started, making the TikTok videos and pointing to the words, and that's like, I just can't. I'm not.
But at the same time, you've got to play the game, man. If that's what the game says, no.
Yes and no. I think there are ways to do it that aren't too compromising. I haven't found them yet, but I'm looking.
All right, can I ask you a really mean question?
Yeah, of course.
And would you like the question was straight up, or do you want like some preamble first to line up the question? What do you prefer?
Nah, straight up. Let's go.
Imagine you can never sing again. What would you do for a day job?
Man, this is something I try not to think about, but when I do, it's like, this is probably the saddest thing I could think of that could happen. That would probably the only thing that could push me into a dark place, without, like, not being able to make noise or sing or whatever. That's like a nightmare of mine. That being said, I think there's plenty of opportunities for, I mean, even if the cartoons take off, or something like that, or I've always, I really enjoyed, I worked retail at Best Buy for three or 4 years, and I did loss prevention there. And it was, honestly, that was a lot of fun. That was just watching cameras all day and catching teenagers putting controllers in their pants and stuff. It was great.
Yeah. Okay, then I've got another mean question for you.
Okay.
If you had to lose your sense of hearing or your ability to speak, maybe for which one do you have to choose? You've got to choose one or the other. Yeah, so lose your voice forever or lose your hearing forever.
Voice.
Yeah,
I think
you still want to be able to hear.
Yeah, I think it would still be enough for me to put on some Sinatra records and at least enjoy the music. Still, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any interesting or surprising jazz facts that the layman would not be aware of? Any surprise things, or things that you've discovered on your journey?
Jazz facts. Most people don't care about jazz.
Okay.
I was actually, so when I was on The Voice here in the U.S. in 2021, I think, which I thought was a cool fact, that Frank Sinatra, when he was young, first got the nickname The Voice, and so it was, it was kind of like a nice correlation between those two, which I thought was interesting, but I don't think it made the show during my interview.
Oh,
But I always thought that was cool, to have that title first, and then they make a show out of it later. It was, I thought it was pretty cool.
cool. All right, taking it in a completely different tangent.
Okay.
Do you drink coffee?
No, I've never had coffee.
You've never had coffee. All right. Do you drink tea?
No. I don't.
Do you drink any form of hot beverage?
I don't think so. Not usually.
Okay, I need to address the audience real quick, right? So, my co-host Tony, he's usually with me most weeks. He's invented the hot beverage question. The preface is the guest will either drink tea, coffee, or hot chocolate, or something like that, and we'll ask a question. But you drink none of those, so sorry, Tony. I tried to ask the question in your honor, bro. He doesn't drink any hot beverages. Like,
is it something? Is it going to be like, what beverage would I be, or something, or is it something?
Well, I'd ask you what it would be like. If you are a coffee drinker, we all know that preferably you'll go to you'll make homemade coffee, or you'll go to your own artisanal shop, for example, or store, coffee house. But if you're stuck and have to go to a big chain, of the big chains, which do you go to? That would be the question. But you don't drink coffee, so
I wouldn't even know where to start. No.
All right, okay, wait. Let's see if we can switch up. Fast food. Do you eat fast food?
Yeah, of course. I'm on the road, man.
Okay. So, all right. So we know that if you're going to grill at home and you've got a smoke or whatever, you make your own burgers. They're going to be amazing. But if you're out and about and you've got to grab a burger, which fast food place are you going to? Is it McDonald's? Is it Wendy's? Is it Burger King? What's your quick burger of choice if you had to choose between all of them?
Honestly, burgers, I'm not too picky, so I'll probably go to McDonald's. I don't my go-to if I'm going fast food. I usually go to Popeyes, or some fried chicken is that's what I'm on right now.
Cool.
But yeah, burgers. I would just honestly go to whatever's closer, because I don't really care that much. At the end of the day, if you're eating fast food burger, you already took an L. You may as well just
If you're ever in London, in the south of London, there's a unique chain called Morley's Fried Chicken. You can't get it anywhere else in the UK. I don't think you can really get it in North London. It's one of those things. It's an institution. I recommend you try it whenever you're in London. Morley's Fried Chicken. First of all, you'll be surprised how cheap it is, and you'll be surprised how tasty it is. I am biased. I would say it's better than KFC.
I wouldn't really doubt you too much on that. I have very little faith in our quality of food.
Yeah. Question from a viewer, mildly obsessed now. Surprised, no hot beverage. I thought it helps with the voice. Do hot beverages help with voices?
Yeah, it does. The only thing I'll do is I'll breathe in some steam occasionally before or after a show. But also warm-ups help. But I find myself not really warming up either. So you shouldn't follow my example.
Ooh, could we do some warm-ups now? Could you teach me?
Yeah. What are you trying to sing? Because they're all kind of different.
Okay. Do you have a generic warm-up that you would do generally? Oh no, you don't. You don't do them. You just admit you don't do them. You should be doing them. What should you be doing, Wyatt? What should you be doing?
Well, there's one. So I actually took a class for New York vocal coaching, so I got certified to teach voice and vocal, but I just don't. I don't do it.
Don't practice what you preach.
Right, exactly. Occasionally I will, but the steam was the only thing that really stuck. What you can do, there's an easy one to start, which is just making the ending of ing, just the ng sound, kind of. It's like a neutral. Yeah, so if you do like a yeah,
right.
So those kind of scales, you do that, and then there's something I learned, which was great, was there's the register kind of right before whistle tones, and in between falsetto and whistle tones is kind of a flageolet.
What's a whistle tone? Sorry, again,
whistle
for the uninitiated.
Tone is like Mariah Carey.
Dolphin singing. Got it.
Ariana. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
Which is kind of just like a party trick. I don't really get excited when I hear people do that, but to each their own. And but yeah, so right before that is something that in the class was taught as flageolet, which is a really tiny sound, very, very high, that helps stretch out the vocal folds and over time increase range and just helps in general. Even if you can't make the sound, doing the motion actually helps to stretch the folds. But yeah, there's a lot. And also, man, something that blew my mind in the class was like vowels in general. Just like what we hear as vowels are just certain frequencies, or like we associate to. Like if you were to do, like if you were to imitate a bass guitar, if you were to do a few notes, what would that sound like?
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, so the O's, right, or the O's is the lower tones, and
I'm guessing the E's are the higher ones. Is that right? Because you're gonna make a higher note. Is that right?
Yeah, the brighter frequencies, and so it was cool to see it all on the sheet, but also to make that connection over time of like, oh, okay, so if I want something to cut through, it has to be brighter. It has to, E, that frequency is harsher and brighter. If I want something to just kind of sit back, it's more of the ooh, the lower. It was a lot of fun to explore that in the class. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Wyatt, how low can you go? Are we Barry White, Isaac Hayes? How low are we going with your vocal range?
Man, when I'm sick, I can hit like, I think it was like D1 or D0 or something, but yeah, I don't know. It depends on the day. There's one song that I use to test where I'm at, and it's Old Man River. That Frank Sinatra sings the version of Old Man River, and there's a part where he holds a note and then goes down and then back up, and it's a mix of both vocal control and yeah, the pitch of how low it can. I think it's like my pitch muscle memory might be off, but it's the lines like, you get a little drunk and your lines in G, and it goes way down, then it goes E, and he goes even lower and then comes back up. It's insane. One of my favorite Sinatra thing. I mean, most of the stuff he does is great, but that in particular was like, wow. Like when you know what he's doing and have only done it a handful of times, it's like, well, it's pretty admirable for sure.
Yeah, no, that sounded really difficult. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's great.
I just had a random idea. It could backfire horribly because this is live. Do you want to play a game of, is this stereotype true?
Yeah, I'm here for it all. My jazz. Every time I do a jazz interview or a jazz show, I feel like I have to be buttoned up and polished and everything. But I'm here because of the cartoon, so I feel like I have a little bit more leeway.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
all right.
Let's go.
So because you're American, I'm British. Like, okay. So how about this? I'll ask you a stereotype. You can say yes or no, and you can ask me one back, and I'll say yes or no. Right?
Okay.
Stereotype number 1: almost all Americans love guns. Yes or no?
That's a look. It's like depending on where you are. I feel like
you would say that's a loaded question. Because I don't know. That amazing. Is that what you're about to say?
No, like if you ask that in California, people would say, no, I hate guns, or you know what I mean? But then if you go to Texas, they'd be like, yeah, I got one on me right now. So
yeah, right.
I guess I would say in general, yes, but there's certain pockets of people that, that don't.
Okay. Your turn, Wyatt. Feel free to ask me any questions about a stereotype.
Let's see, maybe, I guess let's go talking about accents, right? So there's,
yep.
Is it
you say aluminium wrong?
Did I say that in the episode?
No, but you as an American will say it wrong every time. every freaking time. Every time. Aluminium. Right, yeah. Anyway, sorry, please continue with the question. I interrupted you. I'll be quiet.
No, it's fine. Are there different accents, like, 30 minutes apart from each other? Or is that
maybe not 30 minutes, but there can be a good, maybe, depending where you are in the country, 2 or 3 hours, and it'll be different. Okay. So I live in the southeast, right? I live in a place near Canterbury, and then if I drive maybe 3.5 hours north, I'm technically in the Midlands, and they have a slightly different accent. And you drive 3 hours north, then you're technically in the north of the country because the country's tiny compared to yours. And yeah, the accents are different. And like, for example, places like Manchester and Liverpool, they are about 35 minutes to 40 minutes apart, and they do have a different accent, and they are very distinct. And if you confuse the two, either one will be unhappy. So yes, that is true for that particular accent. But yeah, cool.
Okay, yeah. So it was brought to my attention. So what I've done, right, with the cartoons is most people just stick to one accent, you know. But what I've done is just encompassed all of the English accents into one, is what I've been told. It was the the British Chicken is loosely based on Ricky Gervais, and then sometimes it's more Cockney, and sometimes it's more, you know, more posh.
So is the British Chicken you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not bad.
I'd say
it's not bad.
95%, I think, of the characters.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Who was the Gordon Ramsay? Who was Gordon Ramsay on one of those episodes?
That was a voice actor I met. He reached out to me. I think after the Love Island video. He's Scottish.
Yeah.
And his name's Sean. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. Like Toive or Toy. I'm not sure. He's gonna. He did a pretty good job, to be honest. I was like, you can tell it's not him, but he's done a pretty good job. I was like, that's very impressive, because Gordon Ramsay's got quite a distinct voice. So yeah, it was very impressive. He's really good because he adds to it a lot. Like the Dobby line was him. Why is this so hard? That was ad libbed, and then also the Gordon Ramsay one he did. He's like, "Come here, big boy." Like the big boy was. I was like, I totally forgot to put that in the script, and he says "big boy" a lot. It was, he's great with all that.
Do you have a favorite character, one specifically?
Favorite character in what?
Of Punchline Pending, like the characters you've made. Which one is your favorite? Who's your go-to? The one you see the most? The one you enjoy writing for? The one that says the deranged stuff that you can't say, that you make him say or her say?
I think it's still growing. I think. It was a lot of fun to do the old guy Gary on the late night show one.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was really fun, and a lot of that one, the speak up and all the little bits that came from him were not in the script. It just happened while I was in actually right here is where I record everything.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it happened when there's certain like trigger phrases to get back in the voice for the character if I need it.
Mm-hmm.
And so his that I found while recording was "speak up." It was the thing I just kept saying to get back into it, and so I just thought it'd be a funny bit to include that and have him be, you know, looking around and always repeating.
Yeah,
this world's ever been in a worse state.
Gary's grumpy as fuck. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, I want to have him in more episodes. I think that would be fun. Yeah.
Okay, so Gary's one of your favorites. Right, opposite. Do you have a least favorite character, like one you made up and went, "Oh, why did I even bother? Why did I even try?"
I mean, I would say maybe just because of the material itself. I think if you saw any of the Icebox Idiots things, was the very first thing I did of all the ingredients in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
That was my introduction to animation and voiceovers and stuff, and I think pretty evidently so. There was I think the ketchup bottle was just like if I could just erase that from the ether, I think everyone
Too
would
late.
be
The internet is forever, bro. That's what it is. Forever. It's forever.
It is. Yeah, but I'll stand by it. I did it. I was growing. It was part of it was the first ever animated anything that I did. And I just wanted to get it out, so I didn't really care what the voice sounded like, and that's what the voice sounds like. So,
okay. What do you use to animate? Do you animate yourself, or do you have someone doing it for you? And is it like what kind of software is like?
No. So I've in the beginning, not so much anymore, but in the beginning, I had a lot of "this is AI" comments, which was really annoying because it takes hours and hours to make each episode, but I do everything. I write the script, and then I'll record the lines in here, and then I'll look to the right, and then I'll comp all the vocal takes together, put them all on the line, and get the audio, and then I'll put that into an animation software called Moho, and then I can import that. All the characters I drew, they're all individual layers. I don't animate traditionally as far as like point interpolation and like frame by frame motion. I just, because I'm not an artist really, so I can't draw. I have to have the vector lines. I'll just make the general shape and then I'll move it around to fit what what it should look like.
Yeah.
So that's all built up by layers, and I'll put the audio in there, and then I'll go to my switch layers is how I do it. So I'll draw all the different mouth shapes or all the different poses or whatever, and then I'll just switch to them in 1 or 2 frames, and that's my motion. It's all very static, but I'm lazy, and so
not lazy, pragmatic. Pragmatic. That's the better word to use.
Exactly.
Pragmatic.
So yeah, that's how I do it, and I'll go through. It's still frame by frame. For like lip syncing, for example, is the thing that I hate the most. I think it's so there's no way around it. It's just time consuming, and you feel like you're losing brain cells when you're staring at the computer that long.
I can imagine.
A simple sentence, I think there's only about 4 or 5 different mouths that I use for the chickens anyway, but each individual will go frame by frame and change the mouth to whatever it's saying, and then whatever it looks like it would be saying. And then I'll do that for every character, and it's a process. I was able to do 1 whole episode from start to finish in a day before.
Wow.
Like 8 or 9 hours, but usually it's the process from before recording to finishing, because then I have to export all of that from Moho as individual files, like PNGs. So there's like 2,000 pictures or whatever, and then I'll put it into Final Cut Pro, and then I'll edit it there and add the captions, and so it usually takes a couple of days from start to finish for sure.
That's long. I have 3 questions I'd like to ask you. 1 is a stereotype question, 1 is about your inspiration, and 1 is a daft question, stupid question. Which one would you like? You have to choose this time.
Let's go stereotypes. Those are fun.
American beer. Why is it so terrible?
I don't know. I don't drink beer either, so I
hold on. You don't drink hot beverages. You don't drink beer. Matt, are you always thirsty? How do you hydrate, friend? What are you drinking?
Water.
Just water. Are you a super healthy person? You one of those healthy people?
I wouldn't say that I am. I'm starting to be, but I've never enjoyed liquor or bourbon or beers or.
Just when I thought we could be friends, Wyatt. Just when I thought we could be friends.
I know. I've had so many, and I've had fun 0 times. You know what I mean? Everyone says, "Oh, this is different. It's smoother or whatever." They all taste the same. They're terrible. I don't.
Okay. You don't like it?
Yeah, I'm just done with it, But I'll have the occasional soda. I like the Canada Dry ginger ales, and just like occasional classic Coke or something. But I don't. That's about it. Yeah, I'm pretty boring. I just drink water or I don't know, juice maybe, like some apple juice or whatever. Apples are really good for vocals, like for the mouth noises if you're recording. Yeah. So that's I'll either have like apple sauce or apple juice or something, and gets rid of all that stuff.
Cool. All right. When it comes to cartoons, what was your inspiration for your characters, if any? And do you have any favorite satirical cartoons?
As far as favorites go, obviously, I mean, I think it's easy to tell that Family Guy has been an inspiration. And American Dad, I think I just like Seth MacFarlane's humor and the writers of that show, the humor. And I've tried other ones, Rick and Morty. I couldn't really. I watched it, but it wasn't. I never got the same vibe or feeling of comedy as like Seth MacFarlane shows. Same thing with Bob's Burgers. It was kind of like I would laugh, like once or twice an episode or something, and it felt more like a narrative-driven show than a comedy in some senses.
Yeah.
Also, South Park. I don't know. My other friend hates me because he has the other channel, Oddly Alright TV, and he's a big South Park guy.
Your friend is right.
Yeah, the visual style, and then also just like the humor is so. It's not for me. I don't know. It's like really gratuitous for gratuity's sake, and it's just like I don't know. It's not my.
Not your cup of tea.
Cup of tea, yeah, but they're doing very well without me, so
Yep.
they don't need me.
Do you eat meat?
Yes, I do. Man, fried chicken.
Okay.
Remember?
Oh, sorry. Yes, fried chicken. My apologies. If you could eat one animal for the rest of your life, forsaking all others, which animal are you choosing? Not one particular cut of meat, just the animal itself.
Chicken, probably.
So you pick chicken. You can never have steak again. Spaghetti bolognese. You sure?
I think so. I think they're all really versatile, and I love to cook too. But yeah, I feel like I don't know. Chicken is in a lot of things and in a lot of different ways. I feel like even if you said bolognese and stuff in different pastas, I think although it's not as traditional per se, I think there's a lot still that you could do that you wouldn't get bored with chicken and different pastas and stuff, and the different cuts also. You're talking about like the breasts and thighs and whatever you can do, the fried chicken, or you can do there's so many things, man.
You're right. Chicken is delicious, and according to the comedian Dave Chappelle, I am genetically predisposed to like it. So yeah, I'm inclined to agree. All right. So chicken. You said something really cool there. What was it? Okay, yeah. You said you like cooking. Do you have a signature dish? And did you cook for your wife to impress her back in the day? Like you're trying to woo her, lay down your game.
No, I didn't do anything to woo my wife. I was actually surprised.
You're just that good looking. She just went, "Oh my goodness, he's a 10. Marry me."
That's the thing. So when we met, right, we worked together at Chick-fil-A and Chicken Again, and she was one of the team leaders or like one of the boss or whatever, and I didn't have my license yet to drive. I had a bowl haircut and braces.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't sing yet. It was before I knew I could sing. The list goes on and on. And that's when she liked me. So at least I know it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she likes you for you before you're famous. I get it. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So that's nice. But yeah, I was like not even on the board in my opinion. But no, now I cook for her and it's great. But I tried it's a pretty funny story. I tried to make the ratatouille the way that Chef Keller made it for the movie, and it was going well.
Yeah.
And I was using the mandolin.
Yep.
And I was too cool to use the glove. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the protector thing that they always tell you to use. Yeah.
Yeah. No, who needs to use that? You know what I'm saying? So you can probably guess what happened. There's a little bit of. I have a little less finger of the top of my middle finger now. So that was fun, but I made it, right? It looked great. The picture, like I finished it. It looks great. But yeah, I had to go to the urgent care and they cauterized it with silver nitrate, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, just to make sure you're not a vampire. Got it.
Yeah, these two nurses were sitting there with, right next to me discussing the options of what they could do. Like I was not in the room, whatever. It's like, well, we could try to, use silver nitrate. Like, oh, that would hurt. And I was like, oh, we could try to do this. I was like, I don't know, you could ask or just, do whatever. They were worried that it was going to be too painful to just do the silver nitrate stuff, but it was cool. I'd never heard of that before. It was a fun experience.
Okay. But if you don't mind me asking, how long have you and your wife been married?
Only about 2 years. We've been together for 12.
Okay, well, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, another personal question. Do you have any kids?
No, we got two dogs. One you've heard during the call, and then
Okay.
yeah, they're about 6
Which,
years old.
which dog is your favorite?
The one that was barking, which she usually doesn't. She's like a little, like as favorites go, you're not supposed to have favorites or whatever, but
Everyone has favorites.
the one that chose me, I guess, as it would be the sense. But she's in here. She's a little Havanese toy poodle, makes like 10 pounds. She'll sit on my lap or right next to me, or there's been plenty of times where I'd be recording a song or cartoons or whatever, and she'll be sitting in my lap. Doing it right under the microphone. So yeah, she follows me everywhere. It's really cute.
Cool. And you kind of touched on this earlier, but I'm going to ask you so if you can give me a different answer. Apart from the social media vapidness of the industry, what is one of the things that irks you the most about the music industry?
I think it might go hand in hand with it, but just the focus has gone away from strictly talent. I feel like it's all about numbers now, and it's all, like you said, quite vapid. And I don't know. I just think back to the times of, there's been videos on it too where content creators will say, like, imagine Michael Jackson or something saying, like, making a TikTok video, or like, it was just a different time, naturally, of course, and something we have to accept. But yeah, I think it's just like it doesn't matter as much anymore if you are actually talented. It just matters if you either have a story, or if you're really quirky or weird, then that's the thing we push, instead of can you actually do your art. You know what I mean?
Okay. You might not want to answer this because I said, like, I don't want to cause beef, but I'm tempted to cause beef. What is the one artist that you know of that you just know encapsulates that all the things you don't like? Who is that artist? Who are you calling out? Feel free not to answer. You can say I don't want to answer, but like, who is that artist? You're like, you are the biggest, untalented, sellout mofo. Who is it?
I have a name that came to mind immediately, but they will most likely see it if I say it. So I don't. Okay. I think I'll tell you after
offline. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna ask offline. Yeah. All right, we'll keep that between us. I realize I've been firing questions at you, and you've been smacking them away. It's fantastic. Thank you. Do you have any questions for me?
I guess. Well, you touched on when, or like why you started this towards in the beginning. Could you maybe expand on that once again? And
why do I do the show?
Yeah, why you started the show, and what's the driving force of keeping going?
Yeah, again, mostly for my own amusement. I'll start talking to people. I didn't like the crappy content specifically that was on LinkedIn. Again, these two different extremes where there was just meaningless content, and then there's too corporate content. I was like, where are the people that sit behind this? I like asking dumb questions. I like being a bit silly. I like bringing out people's personalities. Where is it going? To be honest, our views have increased over the last year, and we had our first sponsor start joining us about 2 months ago, and we're talking about potential sponsorship again. So the plan is to get more sponsors, increase our reach, up our production value. So my co-host Tony and I, we want to do this in person maybe, and have people and do like a proper, like, maybe like 2-3 hours of actual talking. Because what we found is when we're all online, because of just the nature of online and video calls, you can't all talk at the same time. So the conversation's a bit jilted. I think if we're in the same room, we could chat to people, record it, actually get some good editing done out there. Yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the why. Just talking to people is really cool.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
It.
Yeah, I love it. I wish the best for you, man. That's it'd be cool. Yeah, I definitely can see the in-person angle being easier, especially with talking. If you have an immediate thought you'd like to get out, it's always, although it may seem kind of rude at the time to there's more of or I guess I should say less of a negative stigma around interruption when it's in person, I feel like, as opposed to online, because then it's an awkward, like, who's going to talk, you know what I mean?
Well, also when it comes back to playback and editing, it's a pain to edit if we're all talking over each other, but in person people have separate mics, and it's easier to kind of filter out stuff like that. So it's easier to edit. Yeah. All right. I feel like things are wrapping up. So, before I hit end stream, what piece of advice do you want to leave the audience with? Like a nugget of wisdom, career advice, or just personal advice? And after you finished it, I'll hit end stream.
Something I'd say, I'm 29 now, and I think even though some would say it's still young, it's becoming more apparent to say that like time is the most precious thing we have. Spend it how you want to. I would say don't to a certain extent, don't do anything you don't want to do or you would regret doing. I feel like there's a lot of pressure for like to go to different events or to hang out with people that you can't please everybody. So I would say just live your life how you want to. Don't waste your own time and do what you want. Just go for it. Like these cartoons started as I could have gone out to the strip or something and gambled and done whatever, but instead I drew a stupid chicken on a couch, and so now we're here 25,000 followers later. So you never know what could happen, but just the time is so valuable and you can't get it back. So I would just do what you want to do.
You know what? It's the first time I've done this, sorry. Usually I do hit end stream when people do that, but I just thought of an interesting question. Sorry.
Yeah.
What does your wife think of you doing this?
I think she's trusting the process now. She's actually been in a couple episodes for like a few lines or whatever. But originally she's always been really supportive with music and everything. And now this, I think she just she lets me do my own thing. She's supportive and just, again, kind of like the let's see what happens kind of attitude, which I mean is wonderful. But yeah, I think now she's enjoying it a little bit more. And plus, I mean, I think the more I do it, I think the better it's getting in terms of like quality and jokes. I'm finding, I think, more of a direction as far as the characters and what my lane is. But yeah, she's into not all of them, but some of them, and she's game to try to do some voices and stuff. So it's fun to have that, the interaction, of course, with her and I.
Cool. Well, apologies. Like I said, I went back on my word. That's the first time I've done that ever in the history of the show. I usually ask the guests for the bombshell we end stream, but I just had to slap that nugget in. So thank you, Wyatt, for being a great guest. I'm here end stream.